So, into January we go, and everything's still going really well. We're still winning football games. We're still playing very, very good. We've got the occasional draw. We're still unbeaten, in fact. That's the good news. The bad news is we can't sign a player to save our life because none of them want to come to a Serie B side. And we've got Sassuolo in the Italian Cup today, which means we're probably going to get battered. We might not, though. Hello there and welcome to Season 1, Episode 4 of Let's Go Parma. I'm Stubo. Thank you so much for joining me in today's episode where we are going to be playing against Sassuolo in the Italian Cup third round and against Regina in Serie B. If all of that sounds like a good plan to you, please leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel as well for more Football Manager awesomeness. Since you were last with me, I think we've only played a couple of games actually. Well, ignore the friendlies that I put in the little mid-season break, towards the end of the mid-season break. The lads did get a break, and it is kind of showing on the pitch. They're not quite as sharp as they were beforehand, as you would expect. But yeah, we have had two games that we have played. One of those was against Alessandria. And as you can see, we battered them 3-0. Brunetta, Inglese and Vasquez getting on the score sheets. And then against Tanana in our last game, which was a really frustrating game. Tanana just, at times, just looked like they were just going to batter us. Like, the two early goals from us doesn't tell the whole story. Inglese and Vasquez scoring in the 9th and 20th minute respectively. I was a bit concerned, especially when Donnarumma got his goal. That was a bit of a worry. But we did see the game out, and it does leave us still first in the table, as you would probably imagine, on 50 points from 20 games, which is insane to me that we are so dominant. Cremonese are our nearest rivals, and they are on 39 points. So it's still looking very good for the league this season. Promotion is not necessarily a certainty, but it's definitely as close to a certainty as it can get. As you can see as well, Inglese is still the top scorer, still the best player in the league. Totino and Brunetta, first and second respectively, on the assists chart. I did mention transfers in the intro. Oh boy. It's been incredibly frustrating. So we are currently in for two players at the moment. And that is Junior Samba and Emmanuel Valeri. We were in for LS Matayu as well. That deal got cancelled because his club, Venezia, actually triggered a contract extension as soon as we put an offer in. Sneaky little toe rags, which is something I would do, to be fair. We did also have an offer. I can't remember who it was for. It was for Colin Dagba, a PSG youngster. We had an offer in for him, and he was looking really, really good. But he ended up going to, I think he went to Montpellier. I can't remember. But either way, he turned us down because he went to a team that are just in a better position than we are. So we're currently looking at these two, a right back and a left back. Main reason for that being we've got two on loan left backs, and assuming we can't get either of them next season, we need two left backs. Figured why not we just get one now and get them into the team ready. I mean, to be fair, he is in the second place team that we're currently fighting against in the league at the moment, Valeri. He looks decent enough. He's got potential, so he will grow. I think he could be a decent player for us. I've done the stat comparison. He looks very, very good. He's more of an attacking fullback than what we've currently got. I think he'd do a good job for us. The other side, Junior Samba. Now, Samba. God, I can't pronounce things. You know by now I can't pronounce things. The reason I'm looking at him for the summer, as he's currently running out of contracts, is because we have one permanent right back, which I think is Rispoli, if I remember correctly. It is indeed. And we've got Del Prato, who's currently on loan. So Del Prato will go, and Sambia could come in and take over his position. I think he would probably start ahead of Rispoli. And then, bearing in mind that Rispoli's 33 years old, we could probably look to replace him in the summer as well. But we know we've got him worst case scenario, if not. So that's the current transfer business. I think that's all the transfer business I want to do, unless a really decent backup striker comes up. If that doesn't happen, I think we'll just go ahead with what we've got. We've got one or two good youngsters we could bring up who are 2-star, 2.5-star, who could fill in a striker position. Also, Totino can play there, which I keep forgetting. But none of that matters because today is about the Italian Cup third round. It's against Sassuolo, and this is the 11 that's hopefully going to be taking us to at least compete. Maybe we're not going to win, but we'll at least try and compete. It's going to be Buffon in goal, Rispoli, Valenti, Osorio and Cabot in defence. Chiatarella and Sobotka in midfield with Man, Pandev and Totino supporting Inglese up front. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'd like to think we're going to give it a bloody good go. So without any further ado, let's go. Let's be completely honest here. Sassuolo should be absolutely battering us off the park. However, We've been very good this season. We have been very good. I think we've shown that we are definitely better than a Serie B side, or at least better than all of the other Serie B sides. Now, whether that means we're a Serie A side or not is another matter, because there could be quite a gulf. I feel like there is going to be quite a gulf, if I'm being completely honest with you. But so far in this game, we actually look like we're getting the better of them. And Totino's actually bursting forward here. Sobotka supporting him. It's a poor pass from Sobotka. In terms of dynamics of the team and stuff, we're getting good cohesion. There's a good atmosphere at the club. I've got good managerial support. Everything's looking good. There's one or two players who've got a couple of little grumbles, but nothing absolutely major. So it's all looking really good so far. Like, the club has really gelled together, and if we keep the nucleus of this team together for next season, assuming they are all good enough, which I think a number of them will be, at least to begin with, because we have got some decent potential in this team. I'm a bit worried about how this is going here, and that is a lovely goal from Fratesi. Buffon should be doing better there, but he doesn't, and it is 1-0 Sassuolo. As I said, I kind of feel like we're not going to be going through further than this round, but, I mean, I can't really complain too much about this. Raspadori gets it to Fratesi. And Fratesi just finesses it into the top goal, into the top goal scorer, into the top corner. Words. It is 1-0 to Sassuolo. That is disappointing, but we're still giving as good as we got. We're having the similar shots, XG similar. We're actually outpossessing them at the moment. And at half time, to only be 1-0 down against a Serie A side, I'm not too despondent about it, but I do think we could be doing better. We're gonna say that one. Let's just try and motivate them the best as we can. Let's just do what we can. And what can we do tactically? Is there anything we can do? Try and push on. Chattarella. I mean, this is the wrong way around. Why was that the wrong way around? Chattarella's not having a great game. I mean, to be fair, Dennis Mann is having the worst game of his life, so he's definitely coming off. I'm going to bring on Brunetta on for him. Zurich, I think, is going to come on for Chattarella, because Chattarella's had a terrible time. So I'll swap those two rounds. I'll have Sobotka be the box-to-box. And, I mean, Totino and Pandev aren't playing well either. The problem is Pandev is the only attacking midfielder of the ones I normally use. So Vasquez is currently suspended, so we can't use him. So I might just have to leave things as they are. We have got Dominguez. We have got Benab. There's not a lot of players who can change things here other than the changes we've just made. So we'll stick with those ones, I think, and we'll see how we go. Are we... let's have a quick look at this. I mean, we're going to up the tempo. We're going to be a bit more expressive, because they haven't really troubled us that much. So let's just push on, and let's just put them under a little bit of pressure. I think that sounds like a great plan. I'm just going to pat these two on the head. And let's just see what we can do. We've got nothing to lose in this game. We're going to encourage the boys, because that was a good first half. We've limited them. We've had as many chances as they have. We've actually had more now. Let's just go out there and let's just have a go at it. Let's just put them under a bit more pressure. I think that sounds like a plan. I mean, we frustrated them in the first half up until that goal with the amount of yellow cards they had. Encouraged them a little bit more. And we're on the attack again. Unfortunately, it's Inglese out on the wing, which is not ideal. But he gets it back to Kabort. Juric now into Pandev. Pandev, Inglese. Inglese goes for the shot, and it is a save. And it is going to be a corner. And, I mean, imagine if we score here. Imagine if we score here. Pandev whips in, looking for Osorio. Osorio is there. That's got to be over the line. That's got to be over the line. What? Oh, I mean, it probably wasn't, but it felt like it was. I'm going to watch it in the edit and go, Stu, it was nowhere near over the line. It looked over the line to me, though. That's all that counts. I say it should have been a goal. We're so unlucky not to get that. Oh. At 1-1 it all changes, but is that the chance? Is that the chance? We've let Berardi in here, out on the wing. He's going to try and whip it in. It's the Muldur. Patesi heads it down. Oh, it's lovely passing play. And Buffon didn't even try. Buffon didn't even try to goalkeep that. That's not even a term, but I've just invented it as far as I'm concerned. I've got a feeling that is going to be given. And it has been given. It is 2-0. And all of a sudden, all that good work has kind of come undone. And it's Buffon as well. I'm actually really frustrated with Buffon. We definitely need a better goalkeeper next season. Totino's had a shocking game. I think we're going to be having a word with some of these players afterwards, because some of these performances are not up to standard. Brunetta can come off as well. And I'm actually very tempted to take Buffon off, which I know is a bit of sacrilege. You know what I am. I'm actually so disappointed with him for that goal. Oh, we can only make... Oh, I've actually subbed Brunetta, the substitution, off. Well, do you know what? I don't even care. I genuinely don't even care at this point. And I'm actually going to change this tactically as well. We're going to have Inglese and Pandev up front, which I think I've done it once or twice. I don't know if I've done it on camera or not, but it has worked. When I say worked, what I mean is it has had an effect. We'll do that. Oh, they're coming forward here, though. They're coming forward, and they are just having a bit of fun now. They're just having a bit of fun. Well, I said before, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a Serie A side. We shouldn't be beating a Serie A side. But the manner in which it happens... The manner in which it's happened is quite disappointing because I would say we've been as good as them for the majority of the game, and we've just gotten unlucky with a couple of chances. That chance from the corner, the defenders. Buffon does make the save there. Valencia and Osorio not exactly covered themselves in glory today. They've not been bad, but I'm proud of the boys for this performance. Like 2-0 doesn't tell the story in the slightest. Like we have definitely been good value for something out of this game, and we've just come up against their superior quality. Like that first goal was just a thing of beauty, and their second goal was just the fact that we're playing at a lower level. You know, Buffon is not the player he once was, so it is one of those things. But that is going to be our first loss of the season. It stings a little bit in the manner that it happened. As you can see, it's such an even game. We had more possession. We had as many chances as them. Eventually, their XG went ahead of us just because they had a few more chances towards the end. We were ahead on chances at one point. Hit the woodwork a couple of times as well. We didn't have as many corners as they did, but they were fouling us all over the place. We can be proud of that performance. Very, very proud indeed. But it wasn't to be. We're out of the Italian Cup. We'll say that one. Oh, we shouldn't have said that one. Okay, fine. Tell you what. Well, what did I say about the dynamics before? That they were very good? I think I've just broken them. I think I've pretty much just broken all of the players, and that is not ideal. Well, I'm a little bit deflated. However, that was a heck of a performance when you consider we're in the league below them. I mean, the club wanted us to get to the second round. We passed that. I mean, we're just delighted in the club at the moment. We're absolutely delighted now. Apparently, they're disappointed about that result. Shouldn't have been in that part anyway. They just wanted us to be in the second round, so it is what it is. Right. I'll see you just before the Regina game. I feel like in the last episode I might have said that we'll do the Spal game. I think we're not going to bother going that far ahead. We're just going to go to the Regina game, get these two games out of the way. I'll then play through the rest of the January transfer window, and then we'll come back in the month of February. I think that's what we're going to do. So, give me a moment, and I'll be with you just before the Regina game. And we are back for the game against Regina. Nothing's happened in between apart from one thing, and that is the signing of Lautaro Valenti. He is in. We've signed him for a total of apparently £9 million. Have we signed him for 9 million? No, that's the wrong one. That's Valenti. We don't want Valenti. We want Valeri. That's the one. Oh, that's going to get confusing. We've signed him for £1.3 million. That's much more reasonable. We've signed him from Cremonese, our rivals. He has played every game, well, most games for them this season. He scored a goal, a few assists. He's had a good rating for them. Makes sense to bring in a player, A, who's got some potential, who can improve and do a job for us, and B, weakens the rival a little bit sneaky. But he is going to start on the bench today, and that means that the starting 11 is going to be as follows. Buffon in goal, despite the mistake he made in the last game. I might be being a bit harsh on him, but I just thought it was very, very disappointing. And he has disappointed me a few times this season. So, anyway, Buffon will be in goal. Del Prato, below, Graemel and Osterwald in defence, with Sciattarella and Jurek in midfield, with Mann, Vasquez and Brunetta supporting Inglese up front. Tino is benched after a 6.1. I don't care how good he's been this season. A 6.1 is going to get you benched if I'm the manager. Brunetta is in purely because I don't know if I trust Dominguez. Like, he's got good ratings in his last appearances, but they were all friendlies, and he's not fully fit, so I don't want to really give him the risk just yet. Like I said, Valeri only just joined us literally today, so I don't want to throw him straight in. Osterwald is in, and we've kind of put Cabot on the naughty step after his performance as well. So that is the 11, and we're going to hope it's enough to get us through against Regina in Serie B. Let's find out, shall we? Let's go. We have told the players that we want an improvement from them today in the pre-match team talk. I have also upped our tempo as standard. Normally I leave it in the middle on a positive mentality, so it's slightly higher. But I thought for this game, let's put it up to begin with. Let's try and unsettle them to begin with, because they are a decent team, Regina. Let's try and unsettle them to begin with, and then if we go ahead, we can always drop it down one and go to a more normal tempo. We are also distributing to fullbacks instead of centre-backs today, just because they've got those 2 strikers up front. They could just intercept the ball and a couple of the passes, so we just want to do what we can to make sure that doesn't happen. And we'll see what happens. Maybe it's a good thing to do, maybe it's not. I don't know, but we don't know unless we try. And so far, we are dominating possession, but whether that will continue or not, I don't know. It's Greenwell and Baloch in defence. Baloch has developed pretty well this season. He's hit 3-star a couple of times and then dropped back down. Obviously, that's not necessarily a full measure of the player. A man is in here. He's gone for the audacious chip, and he's just hit the crossbar. We do sometimes go through these periods. And I do think it's just a general FM thing, but I feel like it's been more noticeable in this save. And to be fair, also in my commentary save over on Twitch. So maybe it is just a general FM thing, but we just sometimes go through these droughts where we just have so many chances and we just don't find the back of the net no matter what. We have some great chances. We'll hit the woodwork every now and then. Pardon me 1 second. Pardon me, I wasn't getting emotional, I just had a sneeze. And it happened right at the time we scored as well. Inglase's put it in the back of the net. If I have to pause again, I apologise, because I still feel the sneeze is lingering around, even though I've already had it. But, yeah, in fact, you know what? It's been disallowed. Bear with me. I know you guys missed the offside call, but because I was sneezing my head off, but because I forgot to pause the game. But yeah, it was a ridiculous offside decision. Absolutely ridiculous. And we've gone and conceded. What is going on with this team? We're just so disappointing from our defensive point of view at the moment. I'm demanding more. I'm furious with our just absolute lack of care there. It's really disappointing, to be completely honest. It's really disappointing. Like, we shouldn't be conceding a goal there whatsoever. We should be putting the pressure on them, and at the moment they're putting the pressure on us, and it's really frustrating. We might drop that tempo just to get the ball and just control it a little bit more, because at the moment we are struggling. Oh, Below does really well there, though. A man now looking for options. Gets it into Inglese. Inglese chests it down. Going to try and hold it up a little bit. It's forced wide. Gets it in. Sciattarella. And Sciattarella makes it 1-1. And that is more like it. That is more like it. But defensively, we just sometimes really switch off. And then when we have games where we struggle to get the ball in the back of the net. Look at the last game against Sassuolo. Hit the bar twice. We had the ball roll over the line. Well, across the line, not over it necessarily. And it's just so disappointing. Sciattarella, though, when he does that, definitely makes up for the strikers misfiring. And I'm hoping Inglese getting an assist, hopefully maybe just sparks him a little bit, and maybe he can just get a bit of goal-scoring form back. Man's in again here, and he had that chance early when he missed it. He's still got the ball. And again, I mean, our wingers, unless it's Totino and in Totino's on form, our wingers just struggle to get the ball in the back of the net. Sometimes Brunetta does do it. Sometimes Brunetta has some great games. Or more accurately, he doesn't have good games and scores. But then when he looks lively and actually looks like a good player, he doesn't score. Brunetta's in here, and if he could score and just make me look a bit silly, that'd be great. Thanks, Juan Brunetta. That was always going to happen while I was moaning about him, wasn't it? That was always going to happen. But it is 2-1 against Regina at their place, and it is quite nice. And it's Man with the assist as well. I was just complaining about all of my wingers apart from Totino, whilst also complaining about Totino, and then both of the other wingers that we tend to use on a more regular basis combine for the second goal. I don't mind that. I don't mind that as long as we win. Right, Man again. Flex the throw from Del Prato. Gets it into Sciattarella. Sciattarella now all the way back to Osterwald, who's the only player back. We might need to do something about that possibly. We have got someone running back just to support a little bit. Graham's far too far forward. And Sciattarella now into Man. He has got Del Prato there if he finds him. He does indeed. And Del Prato now looking to do something. Gets a little bit further wide. Whips in, looking for Inglese. Inglese with the header, but it's really far over and a little bit disappointing. Inglese, we've relied on him a lot this season. It's because we don't really have what I would consider to be a properly good backup striker. We do have the one player who I think I binned in the under-20s because he kept falling out with me when I told him he wasn't playing well. In my defence, he wasn't playing well. We just let him in there. Unfortunately, his chance was really, really bad. Yeah, we just kind of binned him off. To be fair, Totino is also a striker, or can play as a striker, and we do have at least one other player. I think it's Tanner, I think, in our youth system, who is a decent looking striker. It sounds potentially wise, he's a decent looking striker, but we do have him and have Pandev as well, so we do have some options. But I mean, yeah, I mean, really we could do with someone who can offer a different option almost to Inglese. Inglese has played well today, but not in front of goal. Like, he's been good with assists. Del Prato's coming straight off. He's had a poor game as anything. I want to get Dominguez some game time, but I don't really see a way to bring him on, considering both of our wingers are playing well. I don't want to bring him on in another position. Juric is going to come on for Sobotka. I think I do want to try and find a way to bring Totino on, because I feel like Totino would have fun in this game. And I'm thinking, do we put Brunetta in the middle? I'm debating whether we do that. In fact, you know what? I think we are going to do that. Vasquez hasn't had the best of games, so we're gonna do that. Brunetta can go in the middle. Totino can go out wide. And I think we'll leave the changes there. We'll make 3 changes at half-time. I mean, we're winning. We don't need to make changes, but I'm just a little bit wary that we do have moments of just hideous complacency, and I would quite like to avoid that if at all possible. I'm not going to do any shouts or anything. Let's just let the players play. We do have the first highlight starting with us in possession. Sobotka now dwelling on the ball a little bit. I don't like it when players do that, because I always think they're going to make a mistake. Greenwald to Sobotka. If Sobotka can actually find a pass, that'd be great. Gets it into Totino, actually, and Totino forces the save out of Mackay, and it does win us a corner. I don't know who's going to take the corner, because we took it wasn't Pandev, was it? It was Vasquez off. Ciartarella, that's who it's meant to be. Whips it in. None of our players got onto it, but Ciartarella is there to get it back. Gets it to Totino. They were looking to do a little training ground thing. It just didn't quite work out. A little bit disappointing, because it would have been cool to see that, and the highlight does end. 3 points is 3 points. If we get 3 points, I'll be very happy. But I would quite like a better performance in some respects. Like, we have dominated them, but then from set pieces, we just look a little bit sloppy. And Inglese again. Inglese just is really frustrating me at the moment, because he has had a good game, but then he's meant to be there as a striker scoring goals, and he goes and does that. And it's just really disappointing. Like, he hasn't even forced a save from the goalkeeper. I mean, he's the top goal scorer in the league. He's had a great first half of the season. I can't complain about him too much, but it just frustrates me when I see him have chances like that, and he just puts it wide, not even forcing a really simple save from the keeper. Totino forces a save from the goalkeeper there, just to illustrate what I would like to see Inglese doing a bit more of. I know he's tired. I know we're playing him in a lot of games, but it's no excuse, really. He still should be doing really well. Right, Osterwold's coming off. Valeri's going to come on for his debut. And we're going to get him to play. Do we get him to play on attack? I know, we'll leave him on support for now, and we'll work out exactly what we're going to do with him later on. And I think we'll leave that as that for now. And I think we do still have one more substitution if we want it. It's a corner for Regina, and Regina, everyone misses it, thankfully, but it is going to come back in here. Inglese actually intercepts the ball, and he might be leading us on a counter-attack here, but the player stops. Who is it? That's Tina. It's Man. Man just stopped running, which is really disappointing. If he continued running, he might have had a chance of winning it. But we do, speaking of that, win the ball back. And we are now looking to get forward again. A big ball forward, looking for Totino. Totino does get it on that left-hand side into Inglese. And Inglese does get his goal. And after all my complaining, my prayers are answered. Roberto Inglese does get another goal. And it is 3-1 in the 72nd minute. And that is fantastic. It's a great ball from Man over to Totino. And that's exactly how we scored one of those first 2 goals. It was a ball from Man over to Brunetta, and Brunetta put it in the back of the net. So Man doing really well there. Gets it to Totino, and Totino is the man who provides the assist. And 3-1 it is, and I feel like, unless we do something monumentally stupid here, like concede a goal immediately. Buffon is just doing my head in at the moment. Juan Luigi Buffon, you meant to... I'm shouting at him. I'm shouting at him. He's gone through his arms. He's gone through his arms. Do you know what? I know what the final change is going to be. It's Buffon. I don't even care. I don't care if he's the club captain. I don't care that he's a legend. I'm demanding more from them. This team has some great attributes about it. And our defence is decent, but we just don't perform well at times. Valeri had a poor rating as well, but it is his debut. Yeah, we'll say that one. And I'm going to shout at Buffon. I'm going to shout at him because that was really poor from him. On the whole, however, we did win the game. Our performance should have been more than a 3-2. I wouldn't say it's a vintage display at all. I would say, actually, we got quite lucky that we didn't concede any other goals. One thing I do need to show you, actually, that I keep forgetting, we have actually got another goalkeeper in the club on trial. And it's Johan Cardinal. Now, if he's a 2.5-star goalkeeper, I don't think we'll bother. However, if he is a 3-star goalkeeper with a bit of potential left to go, I actually think it'd be silly not to sign him. It's just whether he's got any potential to grow. Because if he's just a Serie B goalkeeper, is it worth signing him? I'm not 100% sure. But then, I mean, look at that. He's shown worrying signs of a total collapse as a footballer over the last month. I hadn't seen that before, but now I have. I'm a little bit worried. Also, he's a 5'11" goalkeeper. Stu, do better than that, mate. You do better than that. Right, we will be back in the month of February. I'm thinking actually what we'll do, instead of playing 2 games in February, we'll do 1 and get to March as quickly as possible. Let's get this season out of the way. We're doing really well in Serie B, unless we have a massive collapse, which, again, it kind of showed could happen. In fact, there's a few games here where we've got 3-2s, actually, so maybe we need to have a look at our defence, but that's by the by. Let's get through the season as quickly as possible. Let's get into Serie A. Let's have some fun there. So, I'm thinking Benevento, Frosinone, or Cremonese. One of those games will be the first game in the episode, and then we'll play either Perugia, Brescia, or Monza. Probably Brescia. I think we played Brescia earlier in the season, so I'll double check that. But we'll find something and we'll have some fun. So, with all of that said, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel for more future Football Manager goodness. I've been Stubo. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.